Okay, got another question from one of our viewers. The question is, why do we have to close our eyes when we pray? Great question. Let's dig into that. So why do we have to close our eyes when we pray? Short answer is we don't. You don't have to close your eyes to pray. You don't have to have your eyes closed for it to be authentic, genuine prayer. And one of the reasons I say that is because Jesus himself often prayed with his eyes open. In fact, John 11, if you want to read John 11, you're going to see the story of how Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. And right before he did it, it says that he looked up and then he prayed, "Father, I thank you that you hear me." And then he went on to raise Lazarus from the dead. Well, he looked up, and I assume that means he had his eyes open while he was looking up, right? We're also told that before Jesus went to the cross, that he looked up towards heaven and he prayed, "Father, glorify me so that I might glorify you," as he was getting ready to move towards the cross. So again, he was looking up to heaven and he wasn't closing his eyes. So if Jesus could pray with his eyes open, probably we can pray with our eyes open as well. Nothing that says we have to pray with our eyes closed. So why do we? I think the answer, honestly, is probably because it blocks out distractions. It's probably the main reason, maybe the only reason we do it, is that it allows us to focus on the God that we're praying to and focus on what we're saying to him and maybe what we're hearing from him. Whereas when our eyes are open, we're looking at that thing and that thing and that thing and all over the place. So it's really more about closing out distractions than anything else. We don't have to close our eyes when we pray. Okay, bonus question. Do we have to fold our hands and bow our heads when we pray? Because a lot of times we do that too, right? No, you don't have to do any of that. I think probably we fold our hands for the same reason that we close our eyes. It's to limit distractions, so we're not touching things and feeling things and getting distracted. And as far as bowing our head, there may be a kind of a spiritual attitude that's being portrayed there. By bowing our heads, what we're kind of doing is we're sort of, demonstrating humility towards God, who we think of as being up in heaven. He's not actually up in the sky, but we're bowing our heads before him, maybe in the same way that you'd bow before a king. So it's an expression of humility, but not necessary for prayer. So hey, if this is your first time joining us, we would love to have you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this content. And if you've got a question, we would love to hear that. And so in the comment section, you'll see a link to a place where you can ask your questions, and maybe we'll do your question sometime real soon.